Today's video, we're going to have a look at Premier African Minerals, or as I like to call it, the Premier African Dream. However, has that dream become a nightmare? What's the crack, everyone? Welcome back to Buy Wholesale. I hope, of course, you're all well. First off, did a video last Tuesday on the 2nd saying that I had topped up. I waited to see if there was any sell-off or any market reaction because a lot of people thought that the deadline was the 1st of November, start of November, which I made very clear in the video that was not the case. As far as I was aware, it was always to be the end of November. Well, we got an update on Friday, which when we seen the RNS come out on a Friday, I thought, happy days, this is going to be good news for the weekend. It turned out to be the opposite. It wasn't good news at all. It was RNS that said, yep, we've diluted just further and we still have complications with getting the plant and all this stuff up and running. Perhaps plant the seed that there will be no 25th deadline met. And just a reminder, the deadline on the 25th is for a delivery of 1,000 tons. Now, I had Jeffrey from Stark message me on Thursday. Hi, Tom. Again, the alias. Hi, Tom, we should connect to do an interview if you're interested. I said, yes, sure. It would be important when you think would suit. And I said that on Friday. This was after the RNS. I haven't been out a couple of hours. And it'd be good to calm the panic sellers. And it would be good to calm the panic sellers. Jeffrey, if you want to come on to the channel, you're more than welcome. However, it will not be a PR stunt. I will be asking you directly some hard questions. So if you're brave enough, feel free to come on. If not, then you can go and do PR stunts elsewhere. That is not the purposes of this channel. I have been offered many sponsorships and different things, and I turn it all down because I want, as best as I can, to have freedom of my own speech and my own thoughts. So going back to the RNS, let's be honest, it was disappointing. Dilution, never good. That causes sell-off. Also, what happens with every type of stock is RNS has come out, press releases come out, news comes out, presentations come out. That can be a lot of smoke and mirrors. And I'm not just talking about PREM in this instance. I'm talking about every company, no bigger than, say, the likes of Tesla with the Cybertruck coming next month. And the next month has been about 6 years. We also had only about a year or so ago, Facebook changed its name to Meta because it was going to be all about the metaverse. It is the future, don't you know? We're all going to be walking around with headsets on and we're all going to be playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. And as of today, I still have no update on that game. I can only assume it has all been scrapped, just like most of the metaverse's plans. So what does all that mean? Well, it means that companies can actually lie and say stuff that they don't fulfill, or they stick the feelers out to see what the crack is, and if no one really bites, then they just go, well, we'll just move on and forget about that. So considering all this can happen with the biggest regulated companies in the world, a little penny stock that is doing mining and a sketchy enough background, safe to say that if you go through and read every single press release that's come out from Premier African Minerals, you will of course find things that don't quite stack up, or perhaps never were met, or perhaps were just completely forgot about. So following the RNS, what's my thoughts? Well, my thoughts are that nothing has changed. I tweeted that literally after a couple of hours of the RNS being released. For me, nothing's changed, and I don't know why anyone is thinking anything's changed. We can all read between the lines and get crystal balls out and read tea leaves, but ultimately it comes down to what we have, and the facts that we have are there's a deadline to be met. The deadline's been there for a while. It is a quarter of what the previous production quantity was, which was 4,000. Now it's only 1,000 tons. I fully expect that deadline of the 25th to be met. Now, there has been tweets from Dear Jeffrey who said there's nothing to worry about. Everything is fine. Why that might be the case, this is all just people's thoughts and rumors. Ultimately, we have an RNS that is more factual, and it has come out saying that there is still work to be done, which is the exact same thing that I said on Tuesday. There's work to be done, and you should be preparing for the worst and hoping for the best. There is upside and downside, which we covered in that video. We talked about price targets. Now, we will get into the charts briefly at the end of this video. Now, there's other content creators, let's just say, that are being quite bearish, and they could be right to be bearish, but you're choosing to look at a glass half empty rather than half full. I truly believe the progress that PREM has made over the last 12 to 18 months has been outstanding. To me, as I said, they're definitely on the right track. There's a lot of money being pumped in. There is a plant, that is factual, that is all happening, and teething problems may happen in construction, as I've talked about from my own experience in the construction game. Projects get delayed all the time, not considering the current economic environment. It is crazy out there how difficult it is to potentially get a project actually built on time. There's too much backers, too much money interested. We are just too far down the road and too much evidence for me to say that this is anything other than legit. Could management decisions be done better? Well, you know my thoughts on the force majeure. I do think that that was maybe not handled the best at the time. This deadline is the new deadline. Let's forget about what has happened in the past, and I'm going to judge Premier African Minerals on the 25th of November. If by then there is no production done, then I will come on this channel and I will say that the management is shambolic and something needs to change. It is not going to be acceptable for me for this deadline to be missed. And again, just to reiterate, it is a quarter of the previous target that was set back in like June time. So let's just take things into perspective. Nothing's changed. Deadline needs to be met. I'm still confident that it should be met. And I'm confident that it should be met is because I just do not see how this company cannot get this done. If it can't be done, then there's huge question marks over the people that are involved and the reason for the delay. So we'll have to just wait and see patiently what's going to come. I fully expect an RNS this week, probably again of some sort of interview on Stockbox. As you know on this channel, I don't really take too much to do with that. As I said at the start of this, these things are PR stunts. Now let's have a look at the Premier African Dream. Well, we can see there was a huge sell-off. We did fall below, but we bounced and we've held up on this support. So this is always going to be the support 0.39 range. Now, however, will Jeffrey's comments perhaps give a bit of confidence back to the market? His comments haven't really seemed to make much of a difference, plus or minus previously. So it'll be interesting to see. There has been content creators putting stuff out that's been quite bearish. That will be wait to be seen if that will make a difference. For me, though, it doesn't change the story that this 0.32, as we talked about in the last video, in the short term, we do fall that over 20%. We see our prices around 0.32. I've already alerted my Discord about my price alerts, and if you want to know exactly when I'm buying and selling PREM or doing any of my stock trading, the Discord link is down below. You're more than welcome to join us. 0.33 area, and then that news comes out that they have not met that deadline. Well then, guys, buckle up, because I could see it at least falling to around this previous sort of support level, which goes way back to these levels here. Very, very difficult for me to see how we would fall below that 0.24, but that is my worst case scenario. I'm going to be topping up in the interim. I will be backing that they're going to meet this deadline. I think it's just completely shocking for them not to meet this deadline, considering how it's been revised, considering the new terms that have been agreed. It does mean that if they miss this deadline at the end of November, there's about 1.5 million to be paid to CanMax, which is just more money that we're giving over because of incompetence. Now, it does blow my mind that Stark got paid if they are the reason for the delay, and then, you know, why are they getting paid and we're not getting paid? It doesn't make sense to me. Questions are starting to be asked of Premier African Minerals and the team. Can they deliver this? They have my backing for now, but come the 25th, guys, if you have not got this done, then I will seriously start asking questions on PREM's capabilities of delivering something. I wouldn't want to see them dealing with £100 million projects, because this is starting to turn into a real shit show. Just work 24/7, get it done, party afterwards, guys. Christ, I don't even care then if you want to spend some of the proceeds to make a hologram version of Johnny Cash to sing the bloody song. Just get it done. For Christ's sake, honestly, grown men can't get something done. So that's the video. Please like, subscribe, help me grow the channel. And if you want to understand how to swing trade, so you don't have to worry about Premier African Minerals, you can look at some of the trades we put in the Discord this week. 40%, 30%, jumping on a SPY trade, in and out, easy money. That's why I don't worry about PREM so much, because you don't need to be all in on PREM. You can be investing in other things. The profits that I made on my other trades, I threw in the PREM and then got caught with a lovely 16% drop. That could also be you throwing money into a bottomless pit. It's good fun. Guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.